You don't detach not because you're not capable, but because you've convinced yourself that you need them. And this happens with all of us because when you're in something, your mind, your heart, your everything wants this thing to work so much, so well that you pour completely. So when you pour completely, now what needs to happen, what's going to be painful is this moment of sawing off that part of you that knew that you shouldn't be there. And we don't want to do that. No one wants to pour completely into a place that they now have to completely cut away from, that they have to unimagine, unlive, be in all these things that they saw themselves in for so long. The hardest part of detachment is not leaving the person, is realizing that they're not who you imagine them to be. We made them into something so important in our heart, in our life, that it's hard to tell us that we were wrong about that. To sit here and have to accept and embrace the fact that, yes, they might have seemed like there were all these good things, but they were horrible for you. And the only way you ever do this is by reiterating the truth, by reminding yourself of the reality. Again, it doesn't mean that they're horrible people. They don't have to be horrible people. They might be really good people. They're just not good for you. Reminding yourself that the person that you would have loved and pursued and gone for is the person that you envisioned. And accepting that we got it wrong. Because a lot of times we don't want to. This is where our pain comes from. This is where the struggle comes from. Because we think that if we are pushing harder and trying more, that they're eventually gonna be what they don't want to be, and it hurts. Your job is never gonna be to convince a person that wants to be. You can't change them, but you can detach from the reality of your life, the reality that you've made it, the truth of what it actually is, and not what you want it to be. There's this part of us that has to go through a grieving process, that has to mourn what we wanted them to be. We have to mourn this dream that we had. You're stuck on what can be and not accepting what you're in. Because again, it's part of your mind. You've created this hope, this dream, this false reality behind all these things. And when we are so focused on that, it becomes everything. We see everything through the lens of that idea that we've had. So it hurts in every aspect to detach. Every person that comes in contact with you, every part of your life, every friendship that you made, every vacation that you took, every single place that you saw, you ingrained in every single thought the reality of that person being there. So now you have to pull those things out, and it's painful. And disconnecting from something that everything was ingrained in, it's gonna feel painful every single time. But what happens is, as you detach, as you disconnect, as you pull away, I'm not saying again that tomorrow it'll all be gone and you'll feel like it's nothing, but it will feel significantly better as you slowly progress away from it. The root of our attachment in so many situations comes from a fulfillment of a feeling that we thought we needed, whether true or not. So it feels good to think that I was validated. It feels good to think that I was good for someone. It feels good to think that they had all the qualities and gave us enough attention for us to make them the pinnacle of everything. But when we realize that all that was a facade, we realize that none of that is actually good for us, that they weren't actually going to give that to us, it hurts. Again, because you convinced you, and you become your own biggest heartbreak. You need to detach, not because they're bad people, but because they're not good to you, and there's a difference. There's a huge staunch difference between people who are just generally bad to all people, and then people who are not serving the things that you're asking for, because they are well aware of what you want. They know what you're desiring. They know what you're asking for. They know what you need. And the truth of the matter is that even though they know, they don't care. Because it's not like it's not clear. It's not like it's not pursued. It's not like it's a perceivable thing. There's no situation in which a person is pouring themselves out to you, or you're pouring yourself out to them, and they're not aware of what you want. They're just not choosing you. And sometimes that's the pain that you need for you to be able to detach. When you come to the realization that no matter how good you are, how much you show up, it's never going to be enough. You stop begging them to choose you. You stop begging them to see. You stop begging them to be what you want them to be. And you start accepting who you actually are. Detachment will suck, but it will suck more to lose and waste the rest of your life trying to beg something to be what you want it to be.